Hey everybody, we've got a 2006 Miata in here for some work, and based on the estimate from a different shop, it was supposed to be a cut and dry fix. That is far from the truth. Let's check it out. So yeah, let's roll back to the original segment I had filmed of what we were planning to do with this car, and then I'll show you what we're actually going to do with this car because it is not as advertised. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a Mazda Miata. Why? I just have a hard time saying no. That is right, we've got a Mazda Miata in here. It needs a few things. First is going to be a wash. Let's go take care of that right away. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and wash down the engine bay real quick, soak it down with our super clean degreaser, and rinse it off. I know someone's gonna comment, oh, you should always tape off all of your electrical stuff. Well, we're not gonna turn this thing into a submarine. We're just knocking the chunks off the top layer so I can a little better get in here and get the parts I need on and off. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and wash the whole car really quickly with a wash mitt and some ammo foam to get this thing first layer cleaned up anyways. We'll go ahead and wash the wheels as well. Everything needs a good detail, but I think this thing lives on a dirt road. So we will just go ahead, take 10 minutes, wash it off, at least give us a good starting point. Alrighty, I've given the thing a quick wash. It looks a whole lot better. I don't feel dirty standing next to it. Well, for some reasons. Anyways, let's take a look at this thing real quick. Alrighty, it's not in bad shape overall. The front bumper, I think, has been replaced at one point in time, or at least poorly repainted. We've got a bunch of bubbling here. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to repaint that. We'll see. It does look like it's got some aftermarket coilover conversions on it, so that's neat to see. I don't think the current owner did that. But the engine bay, that cleaned up pretty well. Just wanted to get kind of the top layer of stuff off of it so I could get a little better sight of what I'm going to be replacing. The engine mounts are the big thing it came in for, so we'll take a look at those, get her up on jacks. The roof, that's another thing I was going to talk to the owner about. See if they wanted to replace this. I mean, sure, it is a convertible, and if it's raining, well, you're probably not driving a convertible and it's inside, but I'll give them that option too. The other thing maybe look at is trying to repair this. I don't know if a pickaxe hit it or what hit it, but at least the metal is still in here, like it got just sliced and pushed back. So maybe I can pull this out, work this a little bit, get that repainted. It does have a nice glass rear window, so that's nice to see. A couple of stickers on here, not sure if the current owner did that or if that was before, but otherwise, you know, it's in pretty good shape outside. It's just a good summer cruiser for them, and the engine mounts were the big thing they wanted to have replaced, so that is my task. But at least for right now, the weather was cooperating, so I figured I'd take the opportunity to take it outside, get it cleaned up. And now that I've done that, I can shuffle this to the back. I've got a couple of other cars to get cleaned up in preparation for other stuff going on. But I'll move this with the Audi, bring the Audi back up here, get this up on jack stand so I can crawl under and take a look at those engine mounts, exactly what is needed for that. It shouldn't be a horrible job. Lift the engine up, whether you take off the hood and lift it up with a cradle or use my engine mount or my engine hoist and lift the whole thing up just to take the weight off the engine so I can get the mounts out. I'm going to take a little deeper look at that and see what we can do. I know maybe I'll grab the GoPro, we can get underneath, but this big camera certainly is not going to go under the camera very well because that's got about 4 inches of ground clearance. So even on jack stands, because I don't have a lift yet. Wildfire? Hey guys, I could use a lift. That would make this job a whole lot easier. So I'm gonna go get the thing shuffled around and then figure out what we need for parts, get those ordered, and then we'll come back and look at getting those engine mounts replaced and see if the owner wants to do anything else with the roof or the top or that rear quarter panel. The other thing, it is pretty loud when you start it up. I don't know if there's that aftermarket exhaust, if there's something missing, or it's just has some aftermarket exhaust put on it and it's supposed to sound like that. But I'm going to take a look at that and see how that sounds. Let me start it up for you real quick so you can hear. In here, it just seems to have a little bit of a just seems to be a little louder than I would expect. But again, I am not a Miata expert. Other than, I don't fit in it very well. Oops, do that. So I'm gonna shuffle things around, take a look at the parts I need and get those ordered, and we'll come back when it's time to put some parts on.
Few inches later.
Alrighty, sorry for the bad mic, but let's crawl under the Miata, take a look at what we've got going on. So if you look under here, we have a Pierce right here, which looks very similar to what was on the rear quarter panel. Looks like maybe a T-post or a fence post went through it. There's other damage. Other damage right here. Like I said, here. There is this skid plate here is damaged. So I can't even get it off to easily change the oil. Driver's side also has some damage. Up here, move the light back a little bit. Up here we've got some more damage. It's like a tear in the metal engine cradle, subframe, whatever you want to call it. Here it's just, I don't know what happened to this thing before my buddy got into it, but that was there. He did know it was from a auction or prior salvage vehicle, so I don't know that this was disclosed or noticed when they purchased it, but there we are. So you can see from the little footage there with the GoPro, the subframe, that has some pretty significant damage to it. I'm not going to touch that. I don't have the capacity to do that here. I don't have a lift to either pull the engine, drop the cradle, whatever the case may be. I don't have the tools to do that safely for me or adequately that needs to be done. I'm sure I could rig something up, but this is going to be one of those things out of my wheelhouse. It came in for engine mounts, so I don't know if that was a misdiagnosis, a misunderstanding, the information just wasn't conveyed correctly. I don't know what the case was, but clearly this is not just engine mounts. I went in with my scope and looked at the engine mounts, and those actually look really good, if not maybe even having been replaced already. I didn't see any signs of cracking. When you start up the car, the engine doesn't try and hurl itself out of the engine bay. Any of the typical symptoms you'd experience with bad engine mounts. Now there is some rubbing of that cradle on the exhaust pipe, so I think that's contributing to some of the loud noises in the cabin and the vibration. But again, until I get it back to my buddy and have him decide what he wants to do with it, I don't feel comfortable doing anything else. That quarter panel, the convertible top, that's all secondary to making sure this thing is safe to drive on the road. Kind of got me thinking, the comment that was provided for the engine mounts was, I'm surprised the engine hasn't fallen out yet, or something very similar to that. So that kind of got me looking at, okay, what else is going on with just the engine mounts, because that's clearly not what's going on in this case. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop right here just because, again, I don't have the capacity to do that here, and I need to let my buddy figure out what they want to do with it. Replacement, engine cradles, subframe, whatever you want to call it, depending on new or aftermarket or eBay specials, can start at about $400 and go up from there. Even for used ones, you don't know what you're getting, so I'm just not going to take on that risk and assumption to take care of that for them. Maybe it'll come back to us, maybe it won't. I don't know the case, but for right now, I'm just going to have to stop this one as a safety deal. You know, sure, could you drive it for another 20, 30,000 miles? You could. Could it crack tomorrow and break and cause injury? It might. I don't think it will, but I'm not going to make that assumption because I'm not driving it and it's not me and my family in the car. If it was just me in the car, I might drive it cautiously, but certainly would get that replaced. That's certainly not a thing I would like to see, but my kind of assumption is that piercing in the subframe matches up a lot with the piercing back in the rear quarter panel on the driver's side. So I have a feeling maybe this thing ran off the road. Maybe it was, you know, a track day, ran through a fence. I don't know what the case may be, but it looks like a couple of steel posts or T-posts, fence posts, went through that fender, that quarter panel, and then also underneath the engine as well. So again, too bad we can't get this thing fixed and back on the road as it was hoping to be, but we will have more projects soon. So thanks for watching this one. Again, it wasn't the outcome I wanted to have. I wanted to have something good and fun to show you guys for making this repair, but that's not the case today. So stay tuned for the next video. We're hopefully going to get back working on the Challenger and getting that in paint. Otherwise, thanks for watching this and have a good day. Time to put this thing back together.